Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm a Ukrainian, and I have decided I will vlog daily from my country Ukraine since the start of this awful war with Russia. And in my daily videos I try to update you on the important real-life situations in my country Ukraine, and of course I'm always glad to answer your questions and to clarify some facts from our history, our culture, our background, or whatever interests you. And today I would like to start with congratulations to all the Ukrainians, those who are inside the country, those fighting, those volunteering, those simply living and supporting the country, Ukrainian refugees all over the world, Ukrainian families who immigrated to different corners of the world centuries ago with the Day of Independence of Ukraine. And today we celebrate the 31st anniversary of our new independence, but personally I always think about my country as a very old one. And if you read attentively the history of Ukraine and the history of many of your countries, you will see how closely they were connected and how many common, queens and kings we have, stories, legends, connections, ways, routes, trade, and whatever, which only proves that Ukraine is a really old country that exists here and will exist even after the Russian Empire falls. This is a very popular and poisonous myth of Putin's propaganda that our country was invented at a particular moment of time. But they speak about other countries the same way, and this is totally wrong, because Kiev Rus in the center with Kiev, the city has more than 1,500 years of history. All of that makes us the center of, if you like it, Slavic world and this non-toxic normal brotherhood. But with Russia it is impossible, and long influences of Asian despotism, various Mongolian rulers that Moscow Tsars were vassals of, led to this totally distorted understanding of what is coexistence with your brothers and other similar nation is. Anyway, the history of Ukraine is really long, and for these centuries or even for hundreds of years there were examples when we lost freedom, but at the same time it is always that we regain our independence, our freedom, and become stronger and better. When this modern independence came to us back in 1991, it was a very strong wave of optimism, and people were really happy that Sovok, which is a slang word for Soviet Union, is finally over and we can develop, live, travel. But it all came not as a result of a revolution or a strong fight for Ukraine, but it came as a blessing. The Soviet Union simply collapsed and many nations became free. And we all know, though it sounds sad and tragic, that you have to fight for your freedom, for your independence. It does not come for granted. And now we realize that it was just a postponed fight because this monstrous Russian Empire, monstrous Soviet Union wants to be reborn for the sake of occupation. Ukraine, Georgia, Baltic countries, Poland. This is what Putin's propaganda constantly talk about. And this is why fight for our independence, freedom, is so important, same as celebrating this holiday. Traditionally, Ukrainians love concerts, love wearing our traditional shirts and maybe jewelry. Hope you like it, because I like it. My mom bought it me a couple of years ago. It's a traditional, one of the traditional of Ukrainian jewels, also known as Lunnica. It has to protect you and bring you luck. And my favorite vyshivanka, that it has green, yellow, brown, blue colors. I don't know, I like this less traditional colors, because the most traditional color for vyshivanka is black and red, where black stands for sadness and red stands for love and happiness. In my case, I don't know, it stands for the colors that I like. And also, it is very common to have concerts, to eat and drink, because Ukrainians like eating out, and traditionally you will have lots of food markets, lots of, beer fest and things like that, concerts in every city. And when in Kiev, Lviv, Odessa, these can be really nice concerts with pop celebrities. In the city like mine, this will be something that people don't enjoy very much. Various markets are also popular where you can buy souvenirs, Ukrainian, embroidered shirts, various has handmade things. I'm also not a fan of handmade things, I have to confess, but many of them look really beautiful. And this is also a time for tourists to come to Ukraine, as the climate is really good, the weather now, lots of tasty fruits and vegetables. So this is like the start of the golden season for traveling. But of course, this year, all of us are very careful, as we know that different things can happen, and Russian orcs traditionally like to congratulate us with various missile attacks, and we had lots of air raid alarms. I have woken up at 6:55 a.m. in the morning because of the air raid alarm. And we all know something can happen today or within the next day. Some people say that the 28th of August is especially dangerous. You never know whether these are rumors and people just try to panic and to terrify each other, or maybe these are real things. With war, you have to be aware all the time. And today they have targeted Mirhorod. Mirhorod is a small town, a famous resort. Of course, it is not the center for NATO base or biolaboratory. And from what I know, in various Russian media, they claim that this day they are going to target small towns, then the next day different towns, and so on and so forth. But definitely they will lose. And today I have come across one quote of our President Zelensky that I liked, where he said that Ukrainians are not afraid of the iron that missiles and rockets are made with, but we hate various boundaries, cuffs that can stop us from doing so. It is that kind of iron that we are afraid of. And of course, freedom is one of the priorities for my people for centuries, and I'm really proud to be Ukrainian, because our nation, our people demonstrate that you cannot make us slaves, you cannot frighten us with army, because there are other more important values that we follow and we need all the time in our life. And that's why I cannot tell you that I was a huge fan of the Day of Independence. Coming closer to, like, I know you like me sharing some private things, it was very typical for me to get in trouble on the Day of Independence. Not something specific, but I will hit myself against something, or I will get angina, which is very rare for me, or I will quarrel with someone, or I will eat something wrong that will influence my health condition. So my friends and my family often make fun of me, and they tell me that I have to keep low profile, if it's correct, on the Day of Independence. And I always tried it, and I do it today, because like you have to be careful with this Russian orcs all around your borders. But at the same time, I do realize that this is a very important holiday. It is much more important than it was a year ago, when we celebrated the 30th anniversary with lots of beautiful concerts and I don't know, events all around the country and abroad. I do realize that, like, often we get used to holidays and they are just symbols, but now this is a very important symbol of our independence, our freedom, our country that is old, strong, and will stay here forever, even after Russia collapses, and it will definitely happen. Thank you very much for the congratulations that you sent me. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for buying me coffee, becoming my patrons, and sponsoring our new project, Soviet Myths Debunked. If you haven't seen it, do visit a separate list and let me know what you think. What myths would you like to be debunked? And once again, thank you for the support of my country, Ukraine, that you demonstrate in your everyday decisions. This is very, very important. If you like my channel and my videos, please like and subscribe. This means a lot, and it helps me grow the audience, as I believe this war continues and the world needs to know more about the real life situation in Ukraine, our history, and all the other things that you can ask me in comments. I'm always glad to answer them, and I'm very grateful for the communication that we have in my channel. So please subscribe if you like it, and Slava Ukraini!